At the time, I don't think I gave a shit about his collarbone. I think I was just thrilled that we had a GameCube. My brother broke his collarbone when I want to say he was like 7 years old, so I would have been like 3, and he got a GameCube as a get well present, and that's like the first one I really remember zeroing in on. They used to have video games at McDonald's. Like you could go in and play a GameCube that they had in like a case at McDonald's, and I remember playing the Pikmin game there. That's one of my earliest memories of playing on a console. Oh my God. Shin Megami Tensei, also very hard game series, famously so. Oh my God. Onimusha, One Piece, yeah, holy shit. But I mean like the creme de la creme, we've got Kingdom Hearts. I think I might have this exact edition, the PS2 Greatest Hits edition. I remember seeing ads for Kingdom Hearts. I would have been like 3 years old and thinking that it looked cool. And then being so disappointed because one time my dad came home with like a video game for me. It had Sora, Donald, and Goofy on the disc. And I was like, oh shit, here it is. But it was one of those like demo collection discs that they used to sell or like have in the back of magazines. And then the game that I've played start to finish the most times is definitely Kingdom Hearts 2. All of the various versions, I've owned that game probably all told maybe 10 times on various different consoles and with various like different versions of it that came out. It's so emblematic for me of like, I worked a lot from a very young age. I was a child actor, and so like decompression was a huge part of like something I had to like grab and make for myself. And video games are like a really simple, easy way to get into that decompression headspace. And I feel like as I was just starting to like put that together for myself as like this being a place, not even a form of escapism as like wanting to live in this world, but being a thing of like, oh, this activity is somewhere that I can go to like retreat a little bit from stress. Around the time I was putting that together, I was playing Kingdom Hearts 2 for the first time. Because I was working and going to school and all that stuff, my screen time when I had it was sort of unlimited as a child. I wouldn't call myself good at any game that requires competition anymore. I think it jumps out to me the most like when every couple of years I'll like buy the new Call of Duty. When I was like 11, 12 years old and I could come home from school or come home from work and play like 6 or 7 hours of Call of Duty straight in a row, I was fucking killing it. It was amazing. And now, if I like subject myself to the humiliation of trying to go back and play it and play multiplayer now, it's like, dude. And I just know I'm getting killed by 12-year-olds too, 100%. What is that? A PS4 Slim Kingdom Hearts wrap, it looks like? Right there next to the 20th anniversary.
Do you want me to open that up for you?
No, I don't think I need to be touching that. I'm a very clumsy person, and a limited edition thing like that. This is something that I saw as we were walking by earlier. Jeopardy, I watch with my parents whenever I'm home in LA every single night, and it baffles me that they had a video game for it. I mean, I guess they used to have tie-in video games for everything, but a Game Boy Color game is crazy. The tie-in game fad, I'm very glad that it's over. As fun as some of those were. Klonoa, I remember same thing. I remember playing that with my cousins. Really classic Nintendo title, really sick. I remember really enjoying the like Sam Raimi Spider-Man tie-in games that they released. But it's like, it's so the reverse now. Because we used to make a tie-in game out of every single property that came out, and now it's the reverse where so many games are getting these big adaptations now. I have no idea if this is true or if this is apocryphal, but I saw someone on the internet claiming to be a linguist, and I didn't verify his credentials, so who knows, but that translating any concept from one language into another language is always less efficient and always requires more words and more ideas in the second language than from the first. No one was expecting those tie-in games to have the same level of like a cinematic arc and grace as the movies did. I don't know why people are expecting to be able to adapt something from a video game into a completely separate art form without, sort of losslessly. And Last of Us was really good. You know, Alana Ubach, who plays my mom, was in season 2, and she fucking kills it in that as well. It's like, it's so tough. But stuff like that and stuff like God of War, the things that really, it's the same thing, like you don't wanna go see a musical that's like apologizing for being a musical and is like sarcastic about the fact that its characters are breaking in a song. You wanna play a video game that is celebrating the fact that this is the medium that it's being told in, if that makes sense. Whoa, speaking of tie-in, let's go. Series of unfortunate events. We got Jim Carrey right there as Count Olaf. Oh my God, it has absolutely nothing to do with anything about the actual property or the movie. I hope like in whatever video y'all make out of this, you put like some of the gameplay up here. I'm sure it's stupid. Oh my God, these are sorry, I'm listening, but these are PS Vita games. I haven't seen somebody with a PSP or a PS Vita in so long. I remember specifically like getting a PSP on eBay because I didn't have one and they had kind of stopped selling them in stores when Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep came out. Oh man. I love JRPGs, I love RPGs. Like, you know, favorite game of the last, call it 4 or 5 years, it probably was Clair Obscur from last year, which was fucking incredible. And yeah, like I'm gonna be loyal to Final Fantasy in terms of always gonna play it, but Clair Obscur blows Final Fantasy 16 out of the fucking water. And I don't feel bad about saying that because Ben stars in both. The thing about an RPG is that they are so narrative heavy, but they also provide so much time. Like, I mean, the amount that you have to grind in even Pokemon games, but in Final Fantasy and JRPGs, the amount that you have to grind to like stay, to not fall behind the power level of your enemies, is huge. So it does offer a little bit of both. It offers like mind-numbing, repetitive bullshit and really huge, like emotional catharsis. God. Skyrim, another game that I've owned probably 15 times separately across various different editions and systems, and God. Bethesda's taken so much of my fucking money. Now this, you may want to take a look at. This is like an oft-forgotten era of video games. It was before Kinect, it was before the Wii, like these like motion control, you know, things. iToy. PlayStation 2 iToy. I don't know if anybody fucking remembers this, but you had a little camera that you would put on top of your TV and plug into the PS2, and it would like, it would record you and feed it back and display your room on the PlayStation with like a little like chalk outline that you could stand in and like hit things and play the game. I haven't thought about that in probably, 20 years more? My God, which one would it have been? It would have been, yeah, Antigrav I played, and iToy play, yeah, there's the fucking camera. Oh my God, let's see. Yup, the ninjas were, oh my God, this is crazy. It's like all we've ever wanted, right, is like VR, and now that we have it, nobody wants to fucking use it. Because like every time, it's like the Uncanny Valley thing, right? Every time VR gets a little closer to real life experience, it gets more disturbing and it gets like a little more nauseating. Video games are cool because you can project yourself into this character a lot of the time who can do things that you can't with like the push of a button. What VR takes away from that is that it puts you completely in the driver's seat and makes you unable to do all of these cool things with the push of a button because it's limited by your own processing speed and your own reflexes. One of the exceptions to that, obviously, one of the greatest games ever made, Super Hot VR. Wow, the Bionicle game, I remember playing that. That's crazy. I'm on my, third, fourth playthrough of Blueprints. People think often, I feel like still even, of video games as this very like childish and childlike thing, and certainly they can be, and Blueprint sort of really turns that on its head and uses that to its advantage in its storytelling. All of the storytelling, like the art style and like the way that the information is communicated, is this being like, this mansion that you're exploring being like this place where like children could come and explore and find magic, and you're like the young scion exploring this place and finding the magic in it. Something about that like childhood lens, like that childlike lens mixed with like the air of like safety that you get when playing that game. Something about being told that story in that way really moved me in a way that I was not expecting. Hi everyone, my name is Max Burkholder. Please watch Ted Season 2 only on Peacock, and welcome to my episode of Polygon Shelf Quest.
Hello, thank you for watching the second episode of Shelf Quest. I've been loving the suggestions for future guests in the comments. Please keep leaving those. Those are very fun and helpful. We'll be back again in April with episode 3.